So, are you totally drowning in unwanted clutter and just not sure where to start? I mean, imagine getting rid of it all without having to lift a single finger. Well, if you're in Omaha, it's actually way easier than you might think. But there's a very specific system you gotta know to make it happen smoothly. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to absolutely bust a major myth about Omaha's waste services and show you exactly how to conquer that junk. Whether you literally just finished a huge home renovation or you're just doing some heavy-duty spring cleaning, getting rid of those massive items requires a bit of know-how. We've got a lot of ground to cover to completely demystify this process. So here is our quick roadmap for taking back your space. We're going to cover understanding Omaha bulk waste, the city drop-off program, scheduling private bulk pickups, free annual cleanup events, hazardous waste and mistakes, and finally, a quick summary and next steps. All right, let's jump right in. Section 1. Understanding Omaha bulk waste. What is it, really? We're talking about all those things that are just simply too big, too heavy, or way too awkward for your standard weekly black-lid trash cart. You know the stuff. Broken armchairs, lumpy mattresses, giant pieces of lumber, old swing sets. Basically, if it absolutely won't fit into the bin, it falls right into this special category of bulk waste. So here is the big twist, and it's super crucial. Omaha actually does not offer a free, weekly, city-run curbside bulk pickup. I know, a lot of residents just assume they can leave an old couch on the curb, but no, the city instead subsidizes a drop-off program. And, quick side note, this subsidy is strictly for residents living inside the actual city limits of Omaha. Moving right along to Section 2, the City Drop-Off Program at River City Recycling and Transfer. Now, if you've got a truck or a trailer, you just need to follow these exact steps to unlock 4 heavily subsidized dumps per calendar year. It's kind of like a secret life hack. First, grab 2 matching proofs of residency, like your driver's license and maybe a MUD or OPB to utility bill. Drive those over to River City Transfer down on South 60th Street, and here's the most important part. Make sure you explicitly tell them you want the city program before you dump anything. You'll pay a simple one-time $15 administrative fee, and boom, that covers 4 visits for the entire year. Now, you definitely need to be aware that this transfer station has some seriously strict safety protocols. You literally must wear a hard hat and a safety vest if you plan to step out of your vehicle. Oh, and state law says all loads absolutely have to be covered by a tarp while you're driving. Also, just a heads up, they're a completely cashless business, and you can't use your city subsidy vouchers to dump yard waste or full-size appliances, so definitely come prepared. But hey, what if you don't own a truck, or you just want the junk gone from your curb without breaking a sweat? Well, that brings us to Section 3, scheduling private bulk pickups, the curbside solution. It really just boils down to a choice. You've got the low-cost sweat equity of driving everything to the city transfer station yourself versus paying a premium for the ultimate convenience of a private hauler grabbing it right from your driveway. Honestly, for a lot of folks, paying a little extra to have a pro handle all that heavy lifting is absolutely worth every penny. Depending on who currently empties your normal bins, you can use a few different channels to schedule an at-home pickup for an extra fee. So if you're with Waste Management, you can log directly into their online portal. Easy enough. Papillion Sanitation, they require you to fill out an online form and usually want photos so they can route a special truck for you. If you want fast, independent service, DropCurb offers a $79 flat rate same-day pickup. And if you're doing a massive estate cleanout or moving, S2 roll-offs and tons hauling are just a quick phone call or text away. Now, if you're a bit more patient and don't mind waiting for the seasons to change, there is a third path. Section 4, free annual cleanup events in the spring and fall. These seasonal events are just incredible resources. The city partners up with local neighborhood associations to set up massive, localized drop-off sites so you don't have to drive all the way across town to the main transfer station. You'll want to keep a close eye on Wasteline Omaha's schedule because specific weekends are assigned to different neighborhoods for these totally free events. But, okay, keep this specific number in your head. 4. Why? Because tree trunks or logs larger than 4 inches in diameter are strictly prohibited at these cleanup events. You also can't bring regular household garbage, dead animals, or tires. Actually, scratch that. Tires have their own totally separate collection events, so keep them out of this pile. Which perfectly leads us into Section 5, hazardous waste and mistakes. Basically, what not to do. Look, this is the absolute do not bring list.
Items like tires, appliances with Freon, think refrigerators or AC units, dead animals, liquid paint, auto fluids, and rechargeable batteries are completely banned from normal bulk disposal. Why? Because they require highly specialized environmental recycling. Whether you're using the city subsidy, a private curbside hauler, or those neighborhood cleanups we just talked about, you absolutely cannot mix these hazardous items in with your old couches and broken desks.
Instead, if you've got dangerous chemicals, liquid paints, rechargeable batteries, or auto fluids, you have to drive those over to the under-the-sink facility. It's an absolutely incredible resource for residents of Douglas and Sarpy counties. Just a quick pro tip, though. Remember to book an appointment online if you're planning to do your drop-off on a Saturday. All right, Section 6, Summary and Next Steps. Time to take action on your clutter. Now, before we wrap, I do need to give a quick disclaimer. City programs and private hauler fees are always subject to change, so it is a really great habit to verify all the current details on the Wasteline Omaha website before you start loading up your vehicle. So as you can see, your path forward depends entirely on your personal budget, whether or not you have access to a truck, and honestly, just how quickly you want that ugly old couch out of your life. You can DIY it at River City Transfer, pay a private company to snag it from your curb, or just wait it out for those free spring and fall community events. Ultimately, knowing these rules really matters. As Wasteline Omaha says, working together, we can make Omaha a cleaner, greener city for all to enjoy. Disposing of waste the right way, keeping those hazardous chemicals out of our landfills, and using the right services, it literally protects our local environment and keeps our neighborhoods looking absolutely beautiful. So, I'm going to leave you with this one provocative question. Now that you know exactly how the whole system works, and you realize you have multiple options right at your fingertips, what is the very first bulky item you are going to banish from your home today? Get out there, clear that clutter, and take your space back.